My name is Craig Shoup, and I'm the Executive Director here at the Jacksonville Bar Association. We want to welcome you to the first Jacksonville Bar Association podcast. We're excited to have 2021-2022 Jacksonville Bar Association President Mike Orr join us for our inaugural guest. Mike is the managing partner at Orr Cook and focuses his practice on complex commercial and civil matters. Mike is extremely involved in our community, serving as president of the Jacksonville Bar Association, on the Florida Bar Board of Governors, and the Florida Supreme Court Historical Society Board of Trustees, just to name a few. Before we get started, I want to say thank you to all of our Jacksonville Bar Association sponsors. These sponsors include Ameris Bank, Dex Imaging, Dixon Hughes Goodman, Member Benefits, Mulholland Investigation and Computer Forensics, Orange Legal, a Veritex company, Florida Lawyers Mutual Insurance Company, YFast Networks, Charles Van Consulting, CH Mediation, Ullman Wealth Partners, and Scarlett Group. We're going to have a quick message from one of our sponsors, Scott Hall, from Ameris Bank. Scott?
Hi, I'm Scott Hall with Ameris Bank. We know that business has changed a lot in the past year. However, one thing that will never change is our commitment to serving our customers. Law firms like yours are crucial to Jacksonville, and our team specializes in tackling the issues that are important to attorneys. At Ameris, we know that especially during these unique times, you still need a solid, stable financial partner to turn your plans into action. Ameris Bank is committed to getting you what you need and to get you where you're going. Visit us online at amerisbank.com or call me personally at 904-421-3049. I look forward to speaking with you.
Thank you, Scott. We appreciate your support and the support of all of our partners with the Jacksonville Bar Association. Mike, we're glad you're with us today.
Thank you for having me, Craig.
So tell us, growing up, did you always want to be a lawyer?
Well, I remember having some tests taken in elementary school where they would project what your profession would be when you grow up. Mine was I'd either be a lawyer or a sportscaster. The sportscaster deal didn't work out, and so I'm a lawyer.
All right. So what brought you to Jacksonville?
I had never been to Jacksonville before. I had driven through it a number of times on 95. Decided that I wanted to practice law, and I thought I was going to be moving to New York. I was going to be going to school up there. I had a apartment locked down, and then all of a sudden I received something in the mail from Florida Coastal offering a scholarship, and I said, well, I guess I could check out Jacksonville. And so my good friend at the time and I jumped in the car, drove to Jacksonville, and I saw the beaches, the river, saw the beautiful city, and I thought, upstate New York, Florida. And my decision was made, and I've been here for over 20 years now.
So how long have you been practicing law here?
So since 2005, so roughly 16 years.
And I know you've tried a number of cases over those years. What is your favorite memory from one of these cases you've tried?
I've got a lot of memories. Just about every jury trial produces a great memory, but some of my favorite memories came from a partner of mine who retired, Carl Dawson. He has probably tried, I don't know, upwards of a couple thousand jury trials, and some of the things he'd do in trial were just out of this world. One example, we had a trial against a very good firm in town, and we had the plaintiff on the stand. We were defending a case, and we knew that there was one question that when we asked it, the plaintiff had to answer it a certain way because he had answered it that way in his deposition. And it was going to be that great moment that we had the jury go, all right, maybe the defense is right. And so Carl was examining the plaintiff, and he asks the questions and doesn't get to that one. And he starts walking back to the table. And I believe it was Judge McCauley at the time turned to the jurors and started instructing them on what to do and not to do during a break. And Carl got to the table, and I was about to jump out of my seat because I couldn't believe he didn't ask the question. And I leaned in before I could get a word out. He leans toward me, and Carl goes, "Act like you're telling me something." And I said, "What do you mean you forgot?" He goes, yeah, just pretend like you're telling me. I'm telling you something now. And I said, "Okay." And he goes, "Wait." And then he turns around and goes, "Your Honor, Judge, I am so sorry. I have one more question." And Judge McCauley said, "Okay, Mr. Dawson, go ahead and proceed with the question." And that walk back from the table to the podium must have taken an eternity, and everyone in the jury box was leaning over wondering, what could this one question be? And he asks it, the plaintiff gives the precise answer we expected, and then Carl just has a huge grin on his face and said, "That's all." And he walks back to the table, and the jurors, that was the last thing they had in their head before the big break. And we got a great result in that case. But Carl did things like that all the time that perhaps other lawyers don't think about until they've tried cases, and that's why having mentors are so important.
So tell us about your involvement in the Jacksonville Bar Association, why you think it's important to have all the lawyers here in North Florida be part of the Jax Bar.
Yeah, so on a personal level, I got involved in the Jax Bar very early, my first year of practicing. And that was an opportunity for me to meet all the people that now, 16 years later, they're some of my closest friends. And we refer cases to one another. And a lot of our friends are becoming judges and are moving on to advancements in their careers. And getting involved early allowed me to have a very good understanding of what it meant to practice law the right way, and professionalism, and having an ethical practice are things that I think come from interacting with other people who hold all of those ideals and those concepts in high value. And so when you're around judges, when you're around people who are professional and realize the importance of those things, you recognize the importance of it. But if you're not involved, if you're out there on an island, if you don't have mentors, if you don't have people that you're interacting with in this profession other than the argumentative side of it between two lawyers, it's really doing yourself a disservice. And so from what I've seen, some of the best lawyers around are the lawyers that are involved in bar associations, and in particular in our area, in the Jacksonville Bar. We have a vast majority of the judges are members. You will look up lists like Best Lawyers in America, Florida Super Lawyers, Florida Trend Legal Elite, Florida Bar Board Certified Lawyers. These lawyers are members of the Jacksonville Bar, and I think there's a direct correlation there for a reason.
So what advice, other than joining the Jax Bar, do you have for attorneys who are either new to the practice of law or new to practicing in the Fourth Circuit?
Well, I've mentioned it a couple of times, but the mentorship piece, there's a connotation there for some people that they feel like now they're a lawyer, they have this degree, they're a professional, and they have the ability to render legal advice. And so if they go and talk to someone else, a mentor, for guidance, that somehow that means they don't know what they're doing. And that couldn't be further from the truth. Having a mentor allows a new lawyer, a young lawyer, the ability to advance much faster in their career than if they didn't have a mentor. They'll learn and understand things at a rapid pace by getting the experience from somebody else who's already walked miles in the profession. And so that to me is a big piece of it. I also think that new lawyers, by realizing that they're not going to get all the education they need to be successful simply by doing their work. They have to step outside their work and take things like continuing legal education seriously, take the mentorship aspect seriously, getting involved, even the social involvement of being with the Jacksonville Bar events that are held throughout the year, the luncheons. Those sorts of interactions are things that can give someone the confidence to know that they're doing a good job and they're on the right path because they've talked to somebody else who's doing similar things. And it provides comfort. So for new lawyers, I don't think there's a better step than getting a mentor and getting involved in the Jacksonville Bar Association. And certainly, you can get a mentor by getting involved in the Jacksonville Bar Association. We have that program set up already, so it's a wonderful opportunity.
Outstanding. So one question we're going to ask everyone throughout this series of questions to really get to know folks a little bit, what are some of your favorite restaurants here in North Florida?
I've got a lot of them, but I will say for the casual dining, I love V Pizza. I know there are a number of locations. In full disclosure there, I have a relationship with some of those folks, and so I'm not just giving them a promo. I do like their food. I also like, a lot of people know Ben and Liza Groeschel. They own the restaurants, the fish camps, Palm Valley Fish Camp, North Beach Fish Camp, Marker 32, for a little bit more high-end dining. Great restaurants, great food. So those are some of my favorites. Downtown, I like going to Calford. It's close. Bellwether's very accessible and across the street, and so we'll eat there a good bit. But I think best food, I'd have to say the fish camps are some of the best. Palm Valley and North Beach.
Okay, those are all great options for sure. So we want to thank you for being our first guest. We're excited for this new series of interviews with local leaders in our legal community. And if you want to be part of this series, please reach out to us. We're happy to have you on. We want to get more folks involved, so please reach out to me. Call me here at the office, 904-399-4486, and we look forward to seeing you at our next program.